Hello and welcome to InTheScare, where every week I watch one scary movie and break down 3 scenes that terrify, frighten, or freak us out just to see why they're so scary. This week, The Ring. That's right, this week we are talking about The Ring, made in 2002, directed by Gore Verbinski, starring Naomi Watts, Martin Henderson, Brian Cox. If you're a fan of horror, if you're a fan of the scary scares, you've seen The Ring. We've been around the block, we know what The Ring is. 7 days, don't need to say anything else. Creepy girl be coming out of the TV. Number 1, I saw her face.
Rachel, please. I saw her face.
This line I will remember forever. The face that follows this line I will also remember forever. You know, this one. And this one. Oh, and this one. Gotcha. Just a sad mom telling the story about her daughter. The girl that died is the little boy's cousin, the niece of the main character. Therefore, now we are realizing, okay, this is her sister that she's talking to. She's in the kitchen, she's washing dishes, she's grieving, she's turning to her sister for help. You can help me find out what happened here. But Rachel doesn't really think that she can help, Rachel being the main character here. She just kind of offers this blank stare of empathy, you know, just, I don't know what I can do for you. Doctors say they've never heard of a case of a teenage girl's heart just stopping. Then there's this moment. Now we're in safe land. Remember, the opening scene just happened. The big scare, you know, here's the opening of a horror movie. So now we're okay, we're safe, you know, and then we get this moment. It's a very odd moment of the movie. The lips of this mother just kind of quiver right before she says this line. And she says, I saw her face. The words that come to mind is just wrong. You see something that you don't feel like you should be seeing. It's a stretched, broken, discolored, crooked face. But here's the thing. Here's the part that I love about this. This is for us. This is not for Rachel. This is not for anyone else. No one else is seeing this. This is for us. This is a flashback of this mother's memory of her disfigured, dead daughter. You know, the opening scene could be any horror film. It could be any movie from the past 2 decades. This scare, though, this is different. It puts you on edge. The mother is not describing what she saw. The mother is not describing how she felt when she saw her dead daughter. She's stating the fact that she saw her face. So what that does in that moment, you're asking yourself, why wouldn't she see her face? Why does that matter? You know, presumably this girl died of a heart attack. She should look mostly normal besides being dead, obviously. But why is her mother emphasizing the fact that she saw her face? That to me is what makes this scene great. So then let me just give a shout out to the special effects here, because you have nothing if you don't sell it, you know, if you don't see this and are just horrified. You know, most of the stuff that people talk about with this movie are the special effects that have to do with, you know, the creepy girl crawling out of the TV. What really tells me that they did a good job is I don't want to look at it for that long. And I'll leave it at that. Scare number 2, yes, it's a different day, let's not talk about it. Watching the tape in the cabin. So have you heard about this tape? Yeah, it's like you watch it, die in 7 days. Okay, cool, so let's go ahead and watch that bad boy. And how scary that is depends entirely on your level of buy-in. If you're like me, and when you watch a scary movie, you prefer to give your mind over to it and just, you know, let it scare you. Then at this point, you don't want to watch this tape. The off chance that this is real, now I have the curse too. Because the plot of The Ring is so focused and centered around this video creep, what they do is they just show you the whole thing. We see the ring, it's there, freaky, strange, chaotic objects, and the noise. It's like this eerie, cycling, high-pitched, almost like a bicycle wheel just turning, or like wheels of a gurney in a hospital. So the tape is weird, but it's not why this scene made the list. It's Rachel watching it, not a believer yet, not knowing, and making us watch it with her. If you buy into the concept, if you allow yourself to suspend your beliefs and suspend reality and jump into this, and you're thinking to yourself, well, I just watched it with her, so if for some reason this doesn't end up how I think it might end up, which is, you know, end of a horror movie, hopefully things get taken care of, not in this case, I'm dying in 7 days too. The things that scare us aren't always the things that jump out at you. It's the unconscious, it's the subliminal, internalized fear of just knowing that this tape is cursed and now something bad's gonna happen to me too. And it ties you to the plot and to the character in a way that keeps you glued to what's gonna happen next. The concept of showing the audience the entire cursed movie, the entire cursed VHS, the one that makes you die in 7 days, is what makes it haunting to me. And the last and final scare on the list. Everything's okay, but she's coming out of the TV. I didn't know what to call this one because it's more than one scene. I'm cheating a little bit. You can't have one without the other though. We've woken up, it's a new day, everything's better. You know, if you even look at the film from a color perspective, you know, most of the movie you're in a lot of cool tones, you're in greens, you're in blues. We're normal. We can actually see the skin tone of our characters. It's not completely covered in this eerie green tone. And the curse is lifted. You know, we've laid the little girl to rest. We've helped her. But because this is a horror movie, most of us are sitting there going, all right, but something's gonna happen. What unfolds is just insane. I mean, you've never seen something like this in a movie before. Not in a horror movie. Not this exact concept. And the way they pull it together it's just my favorite. Honestly, it's just my favorite part of the movie. So they wake up happy. Rachel and Aiden laid in bed, and little freaky Aiden wants to know what happened with the little girl. And Rachel helped her. You know, she's okay now. And then Aiden says,
"You helped her?
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
What's wrong, honey?
You weren't supposed to help her."
and just chills. What? Why not?
Don't you understand, Rachel? She never sleeps.
And then, boom, the TV's on. But we have no idea what happens. What happens? How do these people die? You know, we don't know. TV comes on, and Samir's crawling out of the well. And Rachel's freaking out because now she realizes she made a mistake.
Pick up the goddamn phone!
And he's not even hearing it because he's hearing these noises coming from the TV, and he's entranced because this little creepy girl is walking from the well. So she's closer and closer and closer and tripping between time and jumping forward. And then finally, what's been foreshadowed the entire film happens. Rachel cannot get over there fast enough. He's starting to freak out because she crawls her way out of the TV. She's glitching. She's weird looking. Her hair is all over the front of her face. Her hair parts. And we see her face. And we see her eye. And we know what happens now. We've seen the rest of this. It wasn't possible to separate these two scenes because they both support each other to create this strong finale to the story. You helped her? Why'd you help her? You weren't supposed to help her? Don't you understand she never sleeps? Again, this takes me back to the I saw her face line. He's understood something the entire movie that we haven't. And of course, we know that that is certainly a possibility because this little boy seems to have some sort of weird connection with this girl. Because Rachel so neatly tied up the loose ends with Samira, we assume everything's fine. And then they go for the gotcha moment, you know? But it's the way they do it that I love so much. This happy moment to just instilling fear inside of you because of 2 sentences this little boy says. This dread-inducing catalyst is nothing without what comes next. When her hands reach through the TV, it's stunning. The execution is perfect. And the way that they carry the effects of a TV person over into the real life and still affect her with it, it's just really cool. You know, she's still got all the VHS glitches. She's still got the color and the weird flickering. Horror movies never really wind up in the Hollywood award shows. It's a shame. But what The Ring did with this scene, I really think made a lasting impression on film. It created a rift in pop culture. Everyone knows the Ring girl. She's in Horror Movie Hall of Fame. That scene has cemented its way into pop culture in ways that not many movies do. It's powerful, it's magnetizing, it's scary. All right, there were a couple of runners-up that I need to mention. Quickly, the dream that Rachel has where she walks into the room and finds Samara in the chair. When Aiden's watching the tape, she freaks out. The horse on the boat. Ooh, that one almost made it in for me. It was just so interesting to be scared of that. You know, you don't really think about that scaring you, and just how they did it, and the horse jumping off the boat and dying is a freaky scene. John Morgan killing himself in the bathtub with all the electronics and the TV. Rachel falling down the well, pushed by the TV. Freaky. All right, well, that's it. Thank you for joining me on this journey through The Ring. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you enjoy my channel, please subscribe. Leave me some comments. And I'll see you next time on In the Scare.